This is Rebecca from Storyteller Wool, and today we're going to be talking about the different frames we use in punch needle rug hooking. Now, as many people get into the craft, they start out with a hoop. Now, if you're going to start with a hoop, it's really important that it's a hoop that's similar to this Morgan hoop. There's a couple of different brands out there. See how this hoop has a channel and it has this bead. This is very important because this is going to allow the monk's cloth to be stretched nice and tight. Another thing are really large quilting hoops because they're quite thick and you can get the cloth tighter. But your standard $2 wooden hoop from the craft store will only disappoint. The only way I recommend using those is when the linen or monk's cloth has been glued to it, and that can help out. So I really recommend Morgan frames. They can be found by sellers on Etsy. They can be found on Amazon. I found them at Hobby Lobby. So I enjoy a Morgan hoop. I do use it. The one thing with a Morgan hoop though, depending on its depth, you might end up stabbing yourself. So just be mindful of that for the sake of your table and your legs. So, but a hoop is a very affordable, great way to start with punch needle rug hooking. Now, once you get into the craft, and now this is a very small frame. Most people would not use a frame this size. This is what I use when I'm teaching and demonstrating. So we have our gripper strip frame. These gripper strips, they're made in the United States. They're these steel spikes, and they need to curve away from the frame. Now, a frame can be very simply made. This again is a little shallow. I would use a 1x4, and I used to build frames, but I'm concentrating on the rug yarn now. So when I would build my own frames, I would use a 1x4 so it was nice and deep. Actually, the thinner or the less expensive wood, the softer wood, is quite nice because then just some drywall screws. I had a right angle clamp that I used that made it even easier, but it is not hard to build a frame at all. So, and then you just need to staple these guys on. That can be a little tricky, and they have to curve out. And you don't want them flat. They just won't grip the monk's cloth as well if they're flat, so you can find them curved. Now, there's lots of wonderful makers on Etsy that are making frames. And then there's some just gorgeous frames. Like I really like the frames that the carpenter at the Oxford Company makes. His frames have a wonderful rabbet joint to them, so they're really sturdy, and they're prettier. I mean, this is a rough looking guy. So if the aesthetics are important to you, then I would really encourage you to go to a rug hooking shop. Like they will carry frames. Traditional rug hooking frames will often have a stand to them, but some of them can flip all the way around. But check out the frames at Amy Oxford's website, or you can build your own. So again, you can get these gripper strips and build your own frame. And we are going to go over stretching the monk's cloth on frame in another video, but I just wanted to review again. Oh, and some people make frames with carpet tack. Now, carpet tack can really hurt you, so be careful with that. But we've got our gripper strip frame, we've got our gripper Morgan style hoop, and there's also a Morgan hoop that's 2 hoops with then little stands, so that's a nice one. I like that one. So those are our 2 main options. Try to avoid those inexpensive wooden hoops. They will not give you the strength that you need for punch needle rug hooking. Thank you.